Today we are going to be cooking up some air fryer donuts. Here's what you're going to need. For our actual donut batter, you're going to need some all-purpose flour. For our toppings, you're going to need some chocolate chips, sugar, and cinnamon. Also for our batter, you're going to need some baking powder. And then the butter will be melted and used later on. Also for your batter, you're going to need some sweetened yogurt. So we're going to start off with 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Next, we're going to measure out 140 grams of sweetened yogurt. I wouldn't really recommend using Greek yogurt here. The consistency will be better with normal yogurt. Once we have our yogurt measured out, we're going to toss that in our bowl with our flour and baking powder. Also, we're going to throw in a tablespoon of sugar and start to mix that up. Once you get it mixed up a bit, you can take that out of your bowl and start working it with your hands. We're just going to be kneading it a bit, trying to get it to come together and get all that loose flour incorporated. If it begins to stick to your hands too much, you can throw a little bit of olive oil on there. And after I did that, I threw a little bit of flour on my cutting board to get it rolled out. Now we're going to roll this out as long as we can and then cut it in half. This seems to be the easiest way to get consistent shapes for your donut holes. Once we cut those pieces, we're going to take each one and roll them into balls. Now these don't have to be perfect, we're going to be cooking them quick in the air fryer, so they all should come out fine regardless. Now at this point we should have melted down a little bit of butter, and we're going to toss that in a bowl with all of our donut holes. We're going to get them all mixed up and incorporated nice and well. This is going to give great browning while you air fry them. You can't really skip this part. If you do, your donut holes won't get that nice browning on the outside. Next, we're going to preheat our air fryer at 350 degrees for about 5 minutes. Then we can pull that tray out and we're going to start to load in our donut holes. Try to leave a little bit of space in between each one as they are going to puff up just a little bit. Once you have them in your tray, throw them back in at 350 degrees for 5 minutes. While those are cooking, we can get started on all of our toppings. First, I just took some semi-sweet chocolate chips and I'm going to melt them down. The easiest way for me to do it is in a microwave. You're just going to throw them in 15 seconds at a time, pulling it out and stirring it each time until you get it nice and smooth like you see here. Next up, we're just going to take our sugar and some cinnamon and mix that all together. At this point, we can pull out our donut holes. And as you can see, they came out nice and golden. If you weren't able to fit them all in the first batch like I wasn't, you can throw in another batch right now. As you can see, these donut holes have a nice crisp outside and are soft and fluffy on the inside. I would best describe them as a mixture between a Dunkin' Donuts Munchkin and an Auntie Anne's pretzel. Now we're going to toss our cooked donut holes into a bowl with some more melted butter. Mix that around and get them all evenly coated. Once all of your donut holes are coated, we're going to toss on our cinnamon sugar mixture and mix that all around. Once you have those donut holes fully coated, you can throw them onto whatever you're serving them in. With my melted chocolate, I threw that into a little Ziploc bag and cut off the edge, just so I can get a good layering of chocolate with it. Now you don't have to do cinnamon sugar and chocolate, you can do a frosting, you can do whatever you like, but these air fryer munchkins are absolutely delicious. As you can see, they're nice and soft and fluffy on the inside. I had to go back for another one. Thank you for watching my video. If you're interested in more air fryer recipes or cooking in general, consider subscribing.